Influencing popular culture, politics, and everything in between. The local station takes you ringside as we discuss the crazy world that is professional wrestling. This is Going Ringside with The Local Station.
Hello there, I'm Scott Johnson. Welcome to another episode of Going Ringside. So glad you could be here with us today. Got a great star, a big up-and-comer with us. You knew her until a few weeks ago as Jakara Jackson, but now the world knows her as Mara Sade, after the release from WWE, which we're going to talk about a little bit in this interview and what is next for her. We can imagine a whole lot. Jakara Jackson was a top star in WWE and now moving into other worlds as Mara Sade, going to be a top star around the globe, and we're going to talk to her about that in just a bit. But first, I need you to stop and do something for me. We just launched our new YouTube channel, youtube.com/@GoingRingside. Please subscribe. This is new. We've got to grow it so we can continue bringing you the biggest stars on the planet every single week. Please go click that subscribe button. But after this, we're going to have friend of the show, Desiree Joseph of the Chutes and Ladders podcast, be here to discuss Mara Sade, or Jakara Jackson, and what is going on in WWE right now. And then a little later on, we're still doing this whole wrestling news thing. I'm doing this rollout right now. We're going to have the latest installment where we talk about her and a lot of other stories like John Cena's promo on SmackDown, Jim Ross's health, some AEW news, and more. So stay tuned for that. But first, let's kick off the show with the star. Here is formerly Jakara Jackson. Today you know her as Mara Sade. Well, we're excited to be joined now by the lady herself, Jakara Jackson, one of the biggest stars in the world. Jakara, thank you for joining us on the show today. Now, I do want to ask, it sounds like your name is kind of in a flux right now. Talk to me about that.
Most certainly. So, yes, people know me as Jakara Jackson, but you addressed me as Miss Jackson. Now I am known as Mara Sade.
Mara Sade. Mara Sade.
Yes.
Mara Sade.
Yes.
You heard it here first. So, talk to me about what's going on in your world. You left WWE about a month ago. First, let's start there. I don't want to bury the lead. Talk to me about that.
So I'm definitely going through a transition, and I like to think of it as me transforming into a butterfly. So I'm just, getting out here. I'm at these conventions. I have matches coming up. I'm continuing my journey in wrestling because I feel like I have so much more to show the world and prove to myself.
Well, I'm going to talk to you about WWE first. Talk to me about favorite matches, favorite angles. What's the big stuff that you remember?
So my most favorite match would probably have to be the one where we went to Saudi Arabia, Crown Jewel. That was probably the biggest match of my career.
So when they came to you, we're going to do this Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia, like what's going through your mind? Is that like an office meeting, or how do they tell you that?
So it's definitely like a, hey, come over here, let's talk about a little something. And so Lash and I, when we found out the news, we were so excited. Like we were just like, game on, like challenge accepted. So more determined and excited than anything.
Yeah. So when you got there, was it culture shock? Or did they treat everyone so nice because it was WWE?
Everybody was super kind, but of course it was a culture shock for sure because I've never been out of the country until then. So, I mean, it was a beautiful culture. The food was amazing. We did some cool camel riding. We went dune buggy riding too. I feel like we got a taste of Saudi, so it was fun.
Who are you close with in the company?
Who am I closest with? Nikita Lyons is my best friend. Tatum Paxley's a beautiful human, and of course my girl Lash Legend.
Well, let's start with Nikita Lyons. Any good Nikita Lyons stories?
Oh my gosh, we have too many. Oh my gosh, dial it down to one is hard. We can just literally hang around each other and take naps at each other's houses, and she makes me cookies. She's like, we like to go to botanical gardens and just chill. Like, I feel like we have a lot of good stories and road trips to coconut shows and whatnot, but
now the coconut shows I only recently, so those are like house shows you guys would do around, and they call it coconut shows. What is it like going to do the smaller house shows?
They're fun. So I didn't come from the independents, so being signed to WWE was basically my first time.
So you just came out of nowhere and you're in WWE.
Came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Straight from New Mexico, the 505. Shout out. Yes, so my very first coconut show was in Largo, and it was so fun, and it was exciting because that's the goal. Like, you want to get reps to build to get to the main roster, you know what I'm saying? So they're amazing. You get to play to the fans more, not so focused on TV, so they're fun.
Are you frustrated over what happened a month ago? They happened to a lot of people.
Most certainly, and it's just the name of the game. Am I frustrated? I was. Now, I feel like my mindset is to move forward and to grow and to evolve from that experience. So I'm more determined more than anything.
So you got matches coming up, but it's not just matches for you. It sounds like you have other kind of entertainment ventures.
Yes, because your girl does it all. I love photography. I love art. I love acting. I love, influencing, modeling as well, fitness, as well as wrestling. So I'm literally doing a little bit of everything.
And so you're going to have a lot going on. Where can people find you, keep track of what goes on in your world?
Yes, so I've began vlogging. So you can find me on YouTube at It's Mara Sade. You can find me on Instagram at It's Mara Sade. And on X at It's Mara Sade, so you don't get it wrong.
Well, we started it with Jakara Jackson. We're going to end with Mara Sade. Thank you for joining us on the show today, and good luck. We'll be keeping track.
I appreciate you.
Well, let's now talk about Mara Sadè, or Jakara Jackson. I might go back and forth between the two. We know her as both, but we are joined right now by a friend of the show, Desiree Josephson with the Chutes and Ladders podcast. Desiree, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So we've been talking to a lot of these young stars, particularly on the female side, who went through this release from WWE after WrestleMania. When you saw the names after Mania that were released, were you kind of surprised about not only the volume, but some of the names?
I think it was more of the amount. You would hope that for these newer girls, they would get a little bit more time to show themselves just because the roster is so competitive, but it's really tough, and that's just how the business is.
You watched her at an NXT Coconut show, is that right?
I did. I saw her in a tag match with Lash Legend, and it was amazing.
So we talked to her at River City Wrestling Con, where you, of course, were. She had one of the best attitudes of anyone I saw there, which I think really matters going forward in in pro wrestling, would you not say?
Yeah, I mean, she's hopeful. She's still young. She's in great shape, and I think she's definitely got a future.
So you would say you could see her bouncing around, popping up somewhere soon?
Yeah, who knows? It could be AEW. They may even say come back in a couple of more years, and we may have something else for you for NXT.
I want to get your opinion on something. She now goes by Mara Sadè. So I work in TV news, and it's very difficult for me to explain to my coworkers when someone changes their name.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of people don't understand WWE owns the copyright to one name. You're trying to brand yourself as an independent contractor. Is that hard?
Yes, because we're dealing with it right now with a couple of people from NXT that just switched over, and I'm in the habit of calling them by their original name. And I'm trying to be respectful and be like, I get it, you have a new brand, but in the back of my head, I still refer to them as their original name.
Like, I think some people have had success, like Jon Moxley.
Oh, yeah.
He's had great success with it, but it's so hard. I mean, particularly when you're young like Jakara Jackson is.
Yeah.
She's young, she's just introduced herself to the world, and now, boom, I got to do it by a new name.
Yeah, and then I'm curious. I'm like, if you get signed back, you're going to have to switch back to Jakara Jackson.
Yeah, or she comes up with a new gimmick, which is very possible. I'm trying to think of people who have come and gone. Hasn't Natalya come and gone?
She has. Yeah, she's been in and out, and even like Mariah May.
That's true.
She changed to Blake Monroe. That threw me off.
That totally threw me off. And I would love it if some way they were able to keep their names, because because we had her as Mariah on the show. Yes. I may be talking to her in coming weeks as Blake Monroe, which will take some getting used to.
And that's her real name is Mariah May.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, that's not even her stage name, too. I mean, it is. That's her wrestling name, but that's also...
So now I'm worried if I talk to her, I'm going to slip and call her Mariah.
I'm sure she's going to be used to it.
I'm sure she's going to be used to it. So, Mara Sadè.
Yeah.
You think, what would you say stands out to you about her as a performer?
She is so charismatic. You could tell, even from the one show that I saw her in, she was having so much fun and really feeding, the energy of the crowd. So
that's the learned skill, particularly if you're going to do it for a long time.
Yeah.
And did she, I want to say I saw, she had some matches with like Bianca, and, you know, top level talent.
Yeah, because she was part of Metaphor. And then she had a really big title match last year at Crown Jewel. It was a 4-way tag against Bianca and Jade. So that was huge for her.
And I never remember these, let me see her age. So
she's young.
She's 31, 31.
Yeah.
So she's young. She's got a lot of time
And
ahead
she's
of her.
only been signed for 3 years. So
There's a lot coming. We will
got
definitely keep an eye on her.
Yeah.
Well, Desiree Joseph that Shoots the Ladders, where do we find the show again?
On YouTube, Spotify, and Instagram.
Desiree, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Our top story, John Cena shocks the wrestling world Friday night with his own version of a pipe bomb promo on CM Punk, who is laid out on a table. He implied Punk's values continually change. He's no longer the voice of the voiceless and is a millionaire capitalist. He even brought up the names of 3 former WWE stars, Claudio Castagnoli, Nick Nemeth, and Matt Cardona. AEW's visit to Mexico had brought Dynamite the best viewership numbers to date this year, with 736,000 viewers, a significant uptick from a year ago. And one AEW star is marketing something that went viral on that show. Brody King wore a politically charged T-shirt to the ring that read "Abolish ICE." He is now selling those shirts and donating the proceeds to the local Hearts Foundation. A recently released WWE star is speaking out. We're talking about Jakara Jackson, who is now going under the name Mara Sade. Sade will appear this coming Wednesday on Going Ringside and is speaking out about her release from WWE. Are you frustrated over what happened a month ago? They happened to a lot of people.
Most certainly, and it's just the name of the game. Am I frustrated? I was. Now, I feel like my mindset is to move forward and to grow and to evolve from that experience, so I'm more determined more than anything.
Finally, good news for legendary announcer Jim Ross. He said this week on Grilling JR that his surgeons appear to have removed all of his cancer. Ross put out this past May that he had been diagnosed with colon cancer. Always get the latest updates anytime at the Going Ringside TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram channels. So there's our news we're putting out right now on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Check them out at Going Ringside. My apologies to Mara. Calling her Mara Sadè a few times. It's Mara Sade. It's spelled S-A-D-E, but pronounced Sade. Important for us to remember that going forward. But her star is going to shine bright. She's got a lot of time ahead of her and probably a lot of big things. So we, of course, will be watching and hope to catch up with her down the road. So thank you for joining us on this episode of Going Ringside. Please go subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm Scott Johnson. We'll see you back here next time.
This has been Going Ringside with the local station, brought to you every Wednesday on your favorite podcast player, on News 4 Jax Plus, as well as the News 4 Jax YouTube channel.